Good afternoon and welcome to a Humidor Report. I'm Justin here. We are in Jamastran. This is one of the homes of tobacco down here in Honduras. And where we are specifically is La Finca Vega. This is one of the, I believe, 13 farms that Placencia has here in the area. Now, we're at the first stage in the growing process of tobacco. And as you see, all these little tiny sprouts are all destined to each become a big, full-grown size tobacco plant. Now, if you see the way it's broken up with these individual squares here, this one square of seedlings is going to cover 10 acres of tobacco field. 10 acres. They use 43 grams of seed, which you see in tobacco seed, it's like a mustard seed. They're so tiny it looks like sand. But they'll take 43 grams of seed to lay in this bed, and this right here will be 10 acres once it makes its way to the fields. Now, the seeds start here, and they spend 15 to 18 days in this initial germination process. After that, they're moved into the nurseries as they start growing for another 45 days. But this is literally the roots beginning of tobacco. And to think about how many acres of field you get here and how much leaf you'll get per plant, this is a staggering amount of tobacco, and at the end of the day, a staggering amount of money just sitting right here. But from this point, again, it moves into the nursery. So we're going to walk over there now and show you what that looks like. Alright guys, and here we are for the next phase of the growing process. So after those seedlings get started, they'll spend their 15 to 18 days over there, and then they're moved over here to where they're each individually separated and placed in their small little section of the tray. Now, once they wind up here, they'll get another 40 to 45 days before they actually go into the fields. So the seedlings start under canopies, under tarps such as this throughout that initial germination process, and then after about 45 to 50 days, these seeds are each individually pulled, as you can see these ladies over here are doing, one by one, even with small tweezers separating each little seedling and giving it its own space to grow. After that 45 days or so are up, these are all pulled, the individual pods are removed, basketed up, and they're taken out to the fields where they will spend, I believe it was 5 months that they'll actually spend in the fields themselves. I might have to clarify that one, but gathering a lot of information and trying to recall it to you guys as quickly as I can. So this is step 2. After this, once the seedlings get to where they're about this tall, they're going to get a few inches over the actual pods themselves. Once they get to that phase, they're each individually pulled, packaged up, and they're taken out to the fields themselves. So this is where tobacco begins. This is the first 2 stages in that process, and I hope it gives you an idea as to some of the meticulous work that goes on, and just even the value and the hands-on work that goes into each individual tiny little seedling and how vitally important they are, not just to the industry, but to these people, to the livelihoods of the people that live here in Honduras and other tobacco-producing countries. So this is where it starts. If we can get out into the field and get you something that, if we have some good growth and I can show you some full-size plants, I don't know if we're going to be able to do that, but we're going to do our best. But if not, that's going to do it for this edition of the Humidor Report International Edition, coming to you from Jamastran, Honduras. So stick around. We've got more coming at you, and until then, we'll see you at the club.